Am I wrong if I want to have my cake and eat it too? At the end of the day, you know I'm coming home to you. I'm not a thing that you say to me. I don't want you to be afraid of me. Maybe you should take some time to play for me. I don't want you to be away from me. Maybe we just need to get the time to go. Girl, you know that I ain't tripping on you. Always running into you, explaining me. Baby, what I'm trying to say.
I'm the Special Collections Librarian at Cleveland State University. I'm a graduate of CSU with a master's degree in history and a master's from Kent in library science. And I've been here since 1999 in this position and as a grad student before that. So that's a fast bio. I'm a native Clevelander too. I was born in University Circle right after the war. The war is World War II. You may have other candidates, but...
I know you said stuff about like the press and stuff. I guess that centers around like the culture of Cleveland. So how do you think the culture of Cleveland has changed through like the past 100 years or so?
Cleveland started off just as a New England settlement and has had successive waves of immigrants coming in as part of the whole settlement of the West, and people coming to the United States for cheap land and everything, and various causes in other countries have caused them to come over in different ways, and Irish and Germans and people over the years. Cleveland developed an industrial profile after the canal arrived, and especially during and after the Civil War. And that really inflated it as a city. It just rapidly exploded from a much quieter settlement to a major industrial city with ports and everything, and a need for lots of labor. But then immigration laws changed before World War II, and that dried up a lot of the influx of immigrants at that time. When we look at some of Cleveland's issues, I think it's the loss of the industrial base and the changing nature of how people come here and what happens to them. What happens to them?
What happens to them?
What happens to them? What happens to them? What happens to them?
What happens to them?
What happens to them?
I'm so alone with all of my friends, but all of my friends got some shit to do. Yeah. All of them got plans, I call them, I'm bad at text, and they never cross me like bad pedestrians. I've been this awkward since adolescence. I don't know how long I had depression, never no peer pressure. I'm trying to get my little pecker off in some girl I call my BFF. That ain't no secret kept. Then told my cousin I'm broke, I wasn't buzzing. I tried to hit a few years, she wasn't budging. I'm bogus, left my girl for some shorty deserving of all this lonely. You sad, tell me how are you sad? You got all of these friends, you got all of these fans. I ain't trust nobody new since 2012, I ain't let nobody in. Jesus got killed for our sins, Walter got killed for a coat. I'm trying to cope, but it's a part of me gone. In the pad room I'm alone.
I'm having a busy day, I'll hit you back right away. I seen that skies were gray, I hope to God you'll stay. I'm having a busy day, I'll hit you back right away. I seen that skies were gray, I hope to God you'll stay.
So I'm Jonathan, I've lived in Cleveland for 3 years now.
So what originally brought you to Cleveland?
I came here for law school, and I just finished.
Oh, cool. Okay. So, obviously you have like a lot of wealthier areas here, like University Circle, for example. But then you also have poorer areas, like if you go farther downtown. Do you see that dynamic between the wealthy parts and the poorer parts play out on a daily basis at all?
Dude, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like, the police presence, especially around here, is absolutely insane for that reason. The cops are excessively trigger happy because they're afraid of any of the surrounding poverty. Like, getting in here. Like, they shot a guy at Corner Alley not too long ago. Yeah, happens all the time.
Cleveland police officer Michael Brello goes on trial today on 2 counts of voluntary manslaughter in the 2012 deaths of Timothy Russell and Melissa Williams. At the conclusion of a high-speed chase in which 13 officers fired their weapons a total of 137 times, the suspect's Chevy Malibu was cornered, and Brello jumped on its hood, firing 15 shots through the windshield.
Happens all the time.
Well, it was a night of panic here in University Circle. Police cars and ambulances blocking Euclid Avenue after Cleveland police say a sergeant working off-duty shot and killed a man just outside of this busy bowling alley.
Happens all the time.
Is this a bored child or a threat to public safety? Someone who saw him pacing around a Cleveland park was worried enough to call the police.
The guy keeps pulling it in out. It's probably fake, but you know what? It's scaring the nuts.
A patrol car arrives at the scene, and seconds later...
Shots fired, male down, black male, maybe 20, black revolver, black handgun.
Tamir Rice, who was 12 years old, died later in hospital.
No, Cleveland's an extremely segregated place, and, like, you can tell.
Do you think that's mostly based on, do you think the root cause of that is the economic problems, or what would you say?
Yeah, it's economic, it's also racial. Like, Cleveland has a bad history of redlining, it has bad exclusionary zoning policies, but yeah, also poverty. Like, also, you know, it's a deindustrialized area. A lot of the places where people would work and make decent livings to be able to survive are gone. And so what they're trying to do is turn everything into sort of an artsy, cultural cafe district, and then keep pushing all the people who need to work to live into tinier spaces.
Okay. And I don't want to keep you too long, so just one more question.
Sure.
Do you think economically that those problems are starting to resolve themselves, or that it's getting better in any way, or?
It depends on where you go. Like, certain neighborhoods are getting better in the sense of there is urban renewal, there is, you know, a lot of investment in certain parts of the city, but it is moving around the problem. The problem's not getting resolved.
Okay.
It's relocation. No, none of the fundamental contradictions have been resolved.
Day and night, I toss and turn, I keep stressing my mind. I look for peace, but see I don't attain what I need for keeps this silly game we play.
I feel like coming from Cleveland, coming from Shaker, you know, such a diverse place, and just looking in the audience from the people I can see, it's still very diverse. But I believe that my upbringing in this town, this school district, is what made me the man I am today.
First name and how long you've lived here?
Yes, Ishmael O'Neal. Lived here all my life, from east side of Cleveland to the west side, so migrated throughout the city a lot. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said you were involved in like the art scene and stuff, right?
Yeah.
How would you say the music scene in Cleveland has developed over the past few years?
It's very interesting because it seems like a lot of people, it's a wave that's going right now. I feel like more and more, especially today, there's more people that's starting to take it more seriously. I feel like now in Cleveland, people are starting to understand that it's about what you represent instead of entirely just the music. Which is
What would you say is the difference in the music scene in different parts? Is there a specific part of Cleveland where you have a lot more musicians up and coming? Or?
I would probably say the East Side. The East Side has more up and coming musicians. The West Side is definitely it's cool, but for some reason I feel like there's not a lot of people that's willing to take a lot of risk.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if that's because of geographic issues, because I've lived on the East Side, so I know how the East Side is, and I know how the West Side is. It's like night and day.
Yeah.
Honestly, like if you walk across that bridge, it's a whole other city.
Yeah, we drove right past her on the way up. So.
Oh, don't stop for gas. Don't. Just keep going. Just look straight. Red lights. Just run it. Don't even I'll pay that ticket. Just keep it going. But yeah, I don't know. But at the same time, there's a lot of people like me that came from the East Side where very quiet, into art, gaming and stuff like that, and really couldn't fit in that much, so we stayed to ourselves and stuff. So I feel like but that's everywhere, so I don't know.
Dazzling, eye-catching, glittering, the stuff of dreams, theater. When Cleveland points to its palatial parcels of land, among the jewels is Playhouse Square. This theatrical world centerpiece is permeated with pride and appreciation. However, a few years ago, all this had been destined to feel the sting of the wrecking crew, intent on turning all of this into a parking lot.
Yeah, well, I certainly think that Playhouse Square has been the thought that we would have pulled down those theaters. Have you been in them?
No.
Yeah, you really ought to take a swing down there and just walk through them. And the thought that we'd tear them down, we'd replace them with parking lots, parking garages is just absurd. So the fact that they were all saved, is a testament to something good that we did, and two, it's been just a big boon for downtown to have them and functioning, bringing lots of people in.
Final seconds, it's over, it's over. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
Most valuable player, it was unanimous.
The Cleveland Cavaliers select.
And to Northeast Ohio and Cleveland, the curse is over. 52-year drought has come to an end.
Cleveland! This is for you!
You won 2 titles. Why does this one feel different?
I'm home.
I've been living here for my whole life. Things are a lot nicer now. Infrastructure, buildings, and all of that kind of stuff is a lot better now than from what I remember as a kid. But again, I spend more time now in the downtown area and at places like this University Circle, so it's definitely improved a lot.
So, I came here for medical school. I wasn't really thinking too much about the city itself. Like you said, it doesn't have the greatest reputation across the country, but it was pleasantly surprised. In terms of just the amount of stuff there is to do here, in terms of bars, restaurants, attractions, things like that, and just over the last 6 years I've been here, I think it's tremendously grown.
I don't think we're ever going to see 1 million people here in downtown, in Cleveland proper, quite the same way, but who knows? I don't know what the future could bring.
With OG at a Yankee game that made the Yankee hat more famous than a Yankee can. You should know I bleed blue, but I ain't a crypto. But I got a gang of walking with my click though. Welcome to the melting pot, corners where we selling Africa been by the home of the hip hop. Yellow cap, gypsy cap, dollar cap, holla back. For foreigners it ain't fair, they act like they forgot how to act.